Buffs Nation, what is going on? It's good to see all of you again. Took a few days hiatus, sometimes life happens. But hey, what a great day to be a buff, as always. And man, do I have a lot to talk about. Eddie92, good to see you. Y'all, I would appreciate it if you let me know if you're in the comments. Hit that like, make sure I know that you're here, and let's get this party started. So, of course, you've probably already seen today, we had one 4-star commit after his official visit today, or this weekend, and that was Brandon Davis Swain. Big time defensive end, edge. I think out of Indiana, was previously committed to Notre Dame. And so, I mean, that was awesome. We got his commitment. It was either this morning or late last night. And then, wow, just as I posted a video on him, on Brandon Davis Swain, we have another commit for the 24 class. We got Zycarl Lewis, another Florida boy. And this is an exciting one because he's a little bit different of a profile, I guess, than some of the other 4-star wide receivers that we've brought in from high school recruiting, such as, those big guys such as Adam Hopkins, Omarion Miller, Adam Butler. I mean, or not Adam Butler, Aaron Butler. We'll see where he plays, whether that's corner. I'm hoping that he stays at wide receiver if he's going to choose one of those positions, but he's 6 foot. But I mean, this guy's a Carl Lewis. I think I saw that he's 5'10", like 160, 170 pounds. Correct me if I'm wrong on there, but man, good to see everybody in here. And we're going to take a live look at his film here in just a minute, but wanting to give a shout out and hello to everybody in the chat. That means No Sco Zone. Good to see ya. I'm calling it right now. CL3 is coming. I would love that. They flew together. Wow. I love that. Let's see, TR, good to see you. You can smell what Prime is cooking, and man, this should put us all ready for 2024 in the top 30 right now in terms of recruiting classes. I mean, 5 4-stars already. I mean, what did we have in just the couple months that Prime was working? Like maybe 3, 4, and 5-star guys. Man, good to see everybody in here. Patricia sees the day. You sounded all excited. I am. I've been off for a few days and need to get back into this. So this is exciting. I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit on my screen of what we can expect from Zacaro. I want to make sure I got that right. Lewis. And let's get into this. This should be fun. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this up. And man, I mean, this guy, he had offers from everybody. Alabama, Georgia, Florida State. I mean, all the big time programs. All right, here we go. Let's take a look right here. Class of 2024. Oh, man. This is his freshman year stuff, I think, out in 2020. But hey, goodness, if anybody has a link to some more recent highlights, man, I need to take this. I need to check this out. But he probably,
if you vape, you could.
That's what I'm guessing. All right, so you can see he's got that speed, taking that end around there. And wow, some interesting playmaking ability there with being able to break the tackle and bring it in for an impressive touchdown. My goodness. Okay, then we'll see some red zone work here in the slot. Able to make that catch and coverage. And again, what Sean Lewis loves to do is kind of have these big outside guys. But then in the slot, you got these really quick, maybe smaller guys, but super quick, super fast feet. They're able to kind of find those spots in the middle of the field where there might be some off coverage, running a lot of quick slants. Running a lot of kind of these shallow, quick cutter routes. And you just want to get them the ball in space. And I mean, you see that right there, was able to take it into the touchdown there. man, that might just be it for now. I'm gonna look around a little bit more and see if I can find some more. Um, if I can find some more highlights, man. I'm sorry about that, guys. But hey, let's go ahead and see what y'all got to say. Uh, Boykins, good to see you. You are building a following for sure. I appreciate that. I really appreciate everybody chiming in, checking in here when I put out a video. It really means a lot. Again, sorry that video with um, Bill Carroll, my interview with him, NFL Draft Scout, had to be delayed, but that will be coming this Thursday. So, Suave Al, good to see you. Charles Lester the third. Next, we got FSU fans making YouTube videos saying they're not worried. Absolutely, man. This is so funny because I saw that Charles Lester on his video yesterday or visit yesterday, he posted a bunch of photos saying, I'm coming, you know? And I mean, that's got to be as close as to a commitment as we can get, right? I mean, is this official? When's this thing going to be official with Charles Lester? And then you got to remember, man, like Cormani McLean and Travis Hunter. I mean, neither of them are leaving after this year. So, I mean, we could have a really stout secondary and cornerback room with Charles Lester's coming in next year. I mean, I don't care what conference we're in next year. Every team we're playing is going to be up late. They're going to be having trouble sleeping with what we got building here in Colorado, man. I love to see this. No SCO zone. I have footage from last night when they were riding go-karts. I might release it. Please do. I saw that Talon Chandler was there hanging out as well. So I love to see that they're continuing to bond and have a good time. And again, I love seeing Talon Chandler on Twitter talking about how he needs all these guys to commit. He's already like a fan favorite, you know? Man, I just love it. So let's see. Saeed, good to see you. Countdown timer, good to see you as well. That's right. We're coming. Um, thank you guys for checking in. Countdown timer. What star is Zycarl Lewis? He's a 4-star. So, yeah, I need to go ahead and pull up some more information on him. I was assuming that we were going to be able to find some more footage on him. And that was kind of weird, seeing the fact that he only had footage from 2020 on here. But I mean, let's see what else I can find. When I went on Max Preps as well to try and find some of his stats, they only had his freshman year on there as well, which was like 300 and something receiving yards. So, yeah, we're going to have to see what else I can find. But yeah, here 24/7 is saying that he's a 5'10, 160-pound wide receiver. And I think he did switch high schools because now it's saying that he went to Carrollwood Day High School, which was different, I think, than what team we were looking at there just on film. But again, offers from Auburn, Florida, Florida State, Georgia. I mean, 24/7 is saying that his 100-meter dash is 11.17 seconds. I mean, that is speed. Let me go ahead and read or kind of relay to you some of what 24/7 is talking about. All district qualifier as both a freshman and sophomore in Florida in the 100-meter dash. Member of a 4x100 team that placed 7th in Class 1A meet during his sophomore year. Okay. 2022. So this past year, utility man for Tampa Carrollwood Day, primarily a wide receiver, but also got snaps at running back and doubled as the team's primary return man. I love this so much. Finished junior season. Here we go. We got some stats finally with 28 catches, 485 yards, and 4 TDs, according to Max Preps. He also had a kickoff return for a touchdown. So I love to see that he's a dynamic player. He's a dynamic athlete that can do multiple things. Hopefully we can find some evidence of this in video form so I can do more of a video film breakdown than what I just did. But then I'll go ahead and read this scout evaluation from Andrew Ivins, published earlier this year. A pint-sized playmaker that has given defenses plenty of issues for 3 straight years, down in the fertile recruiting grounds of Florida. Believed to be hovering around 5'10", 160 pounds. Measurements obviously aren't ideal, but makes up for that subpar frame with his burst in top end speed. Again, I mean, we saw that with just his freshman year highlights. Smooth operator in the slot that can work all different numbers of the route tree and find holes in different coverages. Likes to attack the football and get aggressive and at the catch point, which is encouraging given the smaller dimensions that he has. That's great that he's not a body catcher. He also has shown he's a pretty willing blocker in situations. Should be viewed as a gadget player that offensive coordinators can get creative with in the hopes of getting chunk plays. Has experience not only as a return man, but was also developed at times as a running back on Friday nights and was able to rip off a few long runs. Will need to avoid setbacks and must take to coaching when he arrives at the college of his choice, but has some of the skills required to make an impact on Sundays. I mean, I love that. Just hearing Andrew describe him, it sounds a lot like kind of the physical makeup of somebody who could develop into somebody like Jimmy Horn, who maybe has a similar profile in terms of athletic ability as Asad Wasim is, a three-star recruit coming in this fall, but doesn't seem to have like that sort of like an immense production that Asad Wasim had last year, but it seems like he's a guy that can make a big play whenever he gets the football and just has some different things in his game that he needs to continue to round out. And again, he might be 5'10", 160 right now, but he still has another year in high school to grow, to put on weight, to put on size. And that's exciting. I'm going to go ahead and dive into what some of y'all are saying about him now. Cheryl C., good to see ya. Man, No Sco Zone says, oh, I just missed it. Yeah, 4-star with offers from Georgia, Auburn, all the good schools. Absolutely. Cheryl C. says, Life and Football Live yesterday. Someone said that Zycarl committed yesterday, and I thought for sure I went on his Instagram and it said committed, but then it was edited later. I wonder if that's what I saw. That might have been. That might have been. Yeah, maybe they wanted to space out the commits. That's totally true. Again, I love covering this team, and I'm sure y'all love staying up to date with what's going on because there is news pretty much every day. Coach Prime, he's a showman, and he's teaching everybody else that he's recruiting kind of how to put on that show as well. So, I mean, I'm excited. You know, he seems like somebody that has maybe not the biggest production profile, but his athleticism is just insane. Somebody, because I've been like doing some fantasy football drafts lately and whatnot, but at the tight end position, you know, with the Colts, somebody that has like some of the highest athletic testing ever at the tight end positions is Jelani Woods. I'm really hoping that he can, you know, develop into something over the next couple years, especially with that Philadelphia coach staff coming in. But he wasn't a huge producer at Virginia, if I remember correctly. And to me, it seems like Zacaro Lewis is one of those guys that has all the natural talent and physical attributes to be very successful in the slot as a gadget guy, as a big play guy here at Colorado. And it's going to be up to him and the coaching, you know, to really continue to put in the work to get him ready for Saturdays. So I like that. Zion, good to see you. Thank you for checking in. I believe he's a local guy here as well. Zacaro Lewis is a speedster in the slot. Absolutely. And I mean, again, that's what Sean Lewis likes to do. He likes to get these guys spread out wide, have some bigger bodied wide receivers to go up there and, you know, be that threat in the red zone, get those contested catches. But man, with some of those guys in the slot, they're going to be really hard to cover if they got safeties on them, if they got nickel or dime backs that aren't nearly as talented as the guys covering like the X receiver, So that these sort of speedsters can become mismatched nightmares. And I love to see that this class is continuing to build on speed. I mean, come on. It's exciting. Let's go ahead and check out the 24/7 recruiting class rankings right now. 24/7 CU 2024, and we can just see kind of where this class stacks up. So let me go ahead and click on this right here. I'll share my screen, and man, oh man, we're already at 31 nationally. That is extremely exciting. So let me go ahead and show y'all what we got going on. All right. Overall, composite rank of 31, Aaron Butler coming in as the highest rated commit so far in 2024, followed by the two new commits, Brandon Davis Swain out of Michigan. Sorry, wanted to say Indiana. I think there's Bloomfield, Indiana too. That's why. Zycarl Lewis. Then we got some guys here that I'm really excited about, and I'm hoping that whatever legal stuff is going on with Omar White, hopefully that is settled. But how that whole legal stuff plays out, I think will directly indicate whether he's going to be here next year or not. Then you got his teammate, Eric Brantley, who is a big-time speedster off the edge, followed by Danny O'Neill, who was a finalist for the Elite 11 this summer. So you could see his rating go up as well, followed by Talon Chandler. Again, other recruiting services have him rated higher than what 24/7 has, but ultimately, man, this is a great build to the class, and 7 hard commits right now. Again, with recruiting season, you got to still recruit your commits, but I think Coach Prime is recruiting the right guys that see the vision, that want to be here. It says something that they're continuing to bring in these big time commits after 1 in 11 year. After no firm data yet for wins and losses for this team, but the smart people following this team, whether they're recruits or fans or pundits, like you can see the type of talent that Coach Prime is bringing in. You can see where this team is already going. You can already see the results starting to happen. So 7 commits in here. I think we could see maybe another 10-ish or so commits to round out the class. Kind of thinking you'll see probably between 15 to 20 high school commits come in here next year. So, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But overall, man, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 stars here. I thought we had 5, my bad. But hey, that's it. So ultimately, I mean, we're just getting started. I mean, we haven't even hit the fall yet. Imagine if we get that upset over TCU, 21-point dogs. Give me a break. Imagine when we win that first home game against Nebraska. People forget that they were a 3-win team last year, too. They weren't anything as well. All right, I'm going to go for a little bit longer. Let's see. Countdown timer says speed is very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this team, they're going to be fast in all aspects at all positions, but they're also going to be stout and strong in that front 7 on that offensive line. Again, this is still smash mouth football where there's going to be a lot of running plays going on. So let's see. Nicholas says Prime needs Lester now. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and build on this. He should announce it on like a show, just like Cormani McClain did. I think that would be fun. And it would be really fun to see him or see one of these recruits like announce a commitment on the pregame show with Uncle Neely. I think that would be really cool. Excuse me. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Nicholas says, when Coach Prime first got to Jackson State, he told everyone they better beat me now because next year we're going to be beating teams. Same thing goes for CU. Next year CU will be a problem. Absolutely. I mean, I think regardless of how this year goes, it's college football playoff expectations for next year. With the type of guys they're bringing in, I mean, imagine some of the transfers that they're going to bring in next year too. I mean, this is just the baseline, which is so exciting. Crystal, you are correct. Charles Lester III was here as well, and hopefully we get a commit from him. He did post a picture that said, "I'm coming." So read into that what you want. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Zion says this. Omar White posted Brandon Davis Swaim's commitment last night. He might still be on the way to CU. Man, I hope so. I hope so because he is a force. He is a problem. Whatever was going on with that, man, I hope that that is just sorted out, can move on. But man, if it was serious, man, that's just so unfortunate. Have you seen any of Talon Chandler out in these recruiting streets for CU? Absolutely, I love it. Yes, seize the day. He's been great in person, posting photos about what he was doing this weekend as well as on Twitter. He's a great follow on Twitter, y'all. Y'all got to follow him if you don't. Let's see. Zion says Brandon Davis Swain ain't going everywhere. That commitment video showed that he is at CU for good. Absolutely, I would agree with that as well. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Boo Carter. Boo Carter on Commit Watch 2. He announces in New York City it's between Tennessee, Michigan, and Colorado. That's great. Did he cut it down from, I think, Ohio State and Oregon were on there as well? I would say Tennessee and Colorado. I think it's going to come down to those two schools. But like I said a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, man, Tennessee's gotten some guys that Colorado's been targeting, been wanting. Now it's time that we get one of theirs, I like this kind of recruiting rivalry that's opening up with them. Boo Carter says, or Zion says, Boo Carter has a strong relationship with Charles Kelly. Absolutely. And what is so great is that there isn't a weak recruiter on this team, And I forgot to say this, Brandon Davis Swain, he does play some tight end. I think I showed that in some of my highlights of him. I'm wondering when we're going to kind of get that big tight end commit because I would expect Brandon Davis Swaim to play on that defensive line. But I mean, we'll see what happens. We had one of the tight ends transfer out today. That was a holdover, Eric Olson, as well as a linebacker that is slipping my name. So we've had two other guys leave the team. So I think that means we might see another tight end or two coming in here, whether it's from that JUCO tryout or whether we just have more guys in the transfer portal that we're going after. But very exciting. Hopefully a guy that I haven't talked about in a couple weeks, Connor Gilbreth, is on the way. Dallin Bentley, who was the other JUCO tight end that we offered, committed to Utah, I think, last week. So we still got to round out this tight end room, and there's plenty of room. There's plenty of opportunity to play immediately if you're a tight end that has been offered by CU. There's opportunity to get on the field from day one. It's our weakest and shallowest position group right now. We got two tight ends. We got two tight ends on the team, two scholarship tight ends. Ooh, Shell C brings up a great point. Let's not forget that Winston Watkins Jr. is out there recruiting for CU too. Yes, the first ever commit to Coach Prime in CU. And I got to tell you, that feeling was crazy when Coach Prime finished up that game to win the SWAC and then flew out here apparently. The first thing I wake up to that morning is, wow, Winston Watkins, 5-star wide receiver, has committed to Colorado, class of 2025. And I'm like, man, I can't even remember the last time we got a 5-star. This is just unreal. All right, gonna go here for a few minutes. Aaron, what is up? Thanks for checking in. I love to see all these familiar names and faces in here. This is great. I got to get y'all on here to talk sometime. I love that. Oh man, Nicholas, you continue to remind me of all these things that are in the back of my mind. Yes, we got crystal balled for a 4-star running back, I believe, Micah Welch. He's what, 6 or not 6? What, he's 5'9". I forget his weight, but hey, another 4-star guy potentially coming in here. Man, I know I didn't get to it this weekend because I was MIA a little bit, but man, that's great to see. Savion Wilkerson here from Jackson State. Can we talk about that for a minute? I mean, what this guy rushed for what 1,400 yards last year, something around that. I mean, this guy's a bell cow back. He's a little small. He kind of reminds me of Maurice Jones-Drew, kind of like that. He's like a bowling ball, you know. And man, it's going to be an intense battle at the running back position. I mean, Alt McCaskill, we got Smoke, we got Wilkerson with Hankerson and Dylan Edwards. I mean, my goodness, but man, Wilkerson should not be underestimated. I would not be surprised if he has the second most carries on this team at the end of the year. I mean, yeah. So let me know your thoughts about Wilkerson in here, man. I love that. Keelan Fox has a relationship with Tim Brewster. Thank you for that reminder, Zion. You're right. You know, he's been a guy that we've been recruiting from pretty much day one. So, and does he have a commitment date yet? I'm trying to remember. So, hey, some more familiar faces hopping in here. Patricia, good to see you. Sade reacts or Sadie reacts. Good to see you. Ghosting the game. We coming? Absolutely. Man, good to see all of y'all again on a wonderful Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Man, ghosting the game. You're right. Wilkerson equals Frank Gore. I mean, man, this guy's a menace. This guy's a menace. He can do everything. And again, there's nothing wrong with surrounding Shador with players that he's already familiar with and trusts. I mean, I love that. Of course, he's got a bunch of like dogs there in the backfield, but definitely a guy like Wilkerson is great to have because he already has that trust, that chemistry with Shador. So, man, you're right, Countdown Timer. This running back group is crazy. Sadie Yaks, I'm so ready to watch some football this fall. I know. We're 10 weeks away? Something like that, 12 weeks away. Nicholas, that running back has depth. Their running back room has an all AAC selection, an FCS All American, a top 300 recruit, and two backs that have experience at the SEC Pac 12 level. Absolutely. I mean, this room is going to be really fun to watch. And again, like people don't understand, I think how much better this offensive line is going to be from last year. I mean, the fact that Hankerson could average like 4.5 yards a carry with the offensive line last year, it's a big deal. And yes, I don't want to hear about Van Wells or Jared Christian Lichtenhan. If they're going to be starting returners this year, like that's going to mean bad things for the offensive line. No. These guys, they got another offseason under their belt, and now they got some real coaching. Some real quality coaching. They got the physical attributes. They've already had experience being on the field, and now they got real coaching. Again, now that they got Bill Boyle, this marks Jared Christian Lichtenhan's 6th offensive line coach. And most of those guys were guys that were just coming in here because they couldn't go anywhere else, and then they're leaving at the first chance that they got. That's really it. I mean, we got real qualified coaches. Bill Boyle was a head coach, previously before going on to Kent State. I mean, enough of that argument, right? All right, let's see. Cormani should be on campus today, going to be cleared by Tuesday. I love that. I hope he loves Colorado. We're actually predicted right now, forecasted for rain like all day, every day pretty much this week, which is unheard of here in Colorado. We've been getting rain every day here for the last couple months. This has been the most rain we've ever had since I've moved here 5 years ago, and I love it because our lakes need it, our rivers need it, our land needs it, so it doesn't catch on fire. It's going to be a beautiful fall. It's going to be an amazing summer. All right, Charles Lester, I'm telling you, he knew his best friend was committing to Colorado. Man, I love that. And you want to come play with your best friends. Isn't that right? Nick says a lot of this depends on the O-line. Absolutely. But I would be more worried about the O-line right now if they were playing in the SEC. They're playing in the Big Ten. But at this Pac-12 level, they're going to be ahead of the game on a lot of levels here. So, all right, let's see. Well, it's raining and cold in Chicago. Yeah, seize the day. I love that. Yeah, it's kind of cold here too today, um, but overall, great weather. I'm off work this next week, so I'm gonna get out a lot to go hiking and do a bunch of fun stuff. But I'll have to get out early in the morning because we're gonna get rain every afternoon. So Big Mike, good to see you. Thanks for chiming in on my other video earlier today. Their O-line's going to be just fine. Absolutely. Like, this team's going to be well coached. Not that there's not going to be bumps and bruises along the way. It's the first year of a new program, but that 3.5 line is still hilarious. They're going to get more than 3.5 wins. I'll tell you that. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I'll leave with this last comment from Mario, or Marlowe, rather. Charles Lester heard everything on his visit to CU from Chavis J, who just left FSU. Charles is going to CU. I love that. I love that. Y'all continue to bookmark those tweets of everybody hating. Man, I got to do a follow-up on Coach Prime and Pat Narduzzi. All of that was just hilarious. But anyways, thank you for tuning in, y'all. I got to get out of here, and you'll see me back later this week. Reminder, Bill Carroll, NFL Draft Scout, Director of Scouting why is it always slipping my mind? Anyways, he also scouts HBCU, so he's going to be a great interview as well. That's going to be Thursday. Y'all take it easy, and as always, Go Buffs.